All right, everybody, welcome in. Ready to dive into the wild world of video and motion picture production. We're going to tackle some interview questions today and hopefully help you land that dream job.
Exactly. It's a competitive field, no doubt. But, with the right prep, the right insights, you can totally stand out.
Absolutely. We've got 10 killer questions straight from RoleCatcher, and they've analyzed thousands of these things, so let's get right to it.
Uh-huh.
First up, the classic. How did you get interested in video and motion picture production?
The million-dollar question. Seems simple, but it's your chance to really grab their attention.
It's more than just saying, oh, I love movies, right?
Way more. Think of it like your origin story. What was that spark, that one film, that documentary, maybe even a project you did back in school that just totally hooked you?
Yeah, like that time I tried to film a zombie movie in my backyard with, Ketchup for Blood. Okay, maybe not that exactly.
But you get it. Authenticity. Show them that passion, that you're not just a fan, you're driven.
Makes sense. And RoleCatcher's career guide, it actually says a lot of producers started in assistant roles. So it's a journey.
Absolutely. Every step is part of your story.
So question number 2. Can you walk us through your process for developing a concept for a video or film project? Sounds a little intense, honestly.
It's all about showing them you've got that creative spark, but also you're structured. Where does that inspiration come from? How do you go from that initial idea to something tangible?
Like, do you jot down ideas on napkins, wake up in the middle of the night with inspiration, or...
Exactly. And then how do you flesh it out? Brainstorming, research, visuals, the whole 9 yards.
And I bet they love to hear about feedback, like how you take an idea and make it even better.
And sure, adaptability is key in this industry. Be ready to talk about how you've incorporated feedback, maybe even pivoted your vision based on input from others.
Speaking of collaboration, the guide also mentioned working with clients. That's got to be a whole other ballgame.
Oh, absolutely. That's where clear communication comes in. Understanding their vision while, also bringing your expertise to the table.
Finding that balance is crucial. And speaking of challenges, the career guide didn't shy away from those tight budgets. Demanding clients. How do you even begin to prepare for that in an interview?
Honesty is key. Everyone faces challenges. It's about how you handle them. Have a good story ready, maybe a time you had to make a shoestring budget work, or when a client wanted something totally off the wall.
Love it. A story for every question.
Exactly. It makes you memorable, relatable.
Okay, question number 3, and this one seems like a classic. What are some of the biggest challenges you've faced while producing a video or film project, and how did you overcome them?
It's all about showing them you can handle the heat. Don't be afraid to get real, Talk about a tough deadline, budget constraints, creative differences. We've all been there.
But the key is how you overcame those challenges, right?
Exactly. What did you learn from that experience? Because everyone learns more from their mistakes, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
And I bet they'll ask, looking back, would you have done anything differently?
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
They want to see growth, that
Yeah.
you're always evolving. And speaking of which, have you heard about RoleCatcher's AI?
Yeah, I've heard it's a game changer for interview prep.
No kidding. It can analyze a job description, highlight the key skills they're after, talk about a leg up.
Okay, that's amazing. So much to cover. Let's keep this train rolling.
Sounds good to me. Plus, their video practice feature, it's like having a mock interview from your own home. Helps you refine your delivery, build that confidence.
Seriously cool. Okay, question number 4. This one's all about teamwork. How do you manage your team and ensure everyone is working together effectively? Because filmmaking, it's definitely a team sport.
100%. And every team needs a good leader. Think about your leadership style. Are you collaborative, direct, hands-on, hands-off?
And be ready to back it up with some real-life examples, right?
Exactly. Tell them about a time you motivated your team, resolved a conflict, or just kept everyone on track and on schedule. Those stories really paint a picture.
They want to see how you handle the pressure. Which brings us to question number 5. And this one's huge in such a fast-paced industry. How do you stay up to date with the latest trends and technology in video and motion picture production?
The million-dollar question. It's a constantly evolving field, right? So you got to be a lifelong learner.
Like, how do you actually do that? Asking for a friend.
Honestly, a little bit of everything. Industry magazines, workshops, online forums, experimenting with new software, you name it.
Oh, yeah. What about those online communities? The guide mentioned those. Are those actually helpful?
Absolutely. Gold mines for networking, staying ahead of the curve. Think about any recent courses you've taken, influential filmmakers you follow online, even exciting new trends that have caught your eye.
Because you're not just following trends, you're thinking about the future of film.
Right, exactly. Okay, question 6, the budget one, everyone's favorite. How do you ensure that a project stays within budget and is delivered on time?
This is where things get real, huh?
It's all about organization, meticulous planning.
Okay, give us the inside scoop. What are they really looking for here?
Pre-production planning, nailing down that budget, having a solid schedule, and maybe even more important, contingency plans. Because let's face it, something always comes up.
The unexpected happens.
Exactly. So be ready to talk about a time you had to adjust, be flexible, make it work.
Adaptability music to a producer's ears.
Speaking of music, let's not forget question number 7. How do you approach collaborating with clients to ensure that their vision is realized in the final product? Because at the end of the day, you're telling their stories, right?
It's that balance we were talking about earlier, honoring their vision while bringing your own creativity to the table.
100%. And it all starts with listening, really understanding their goals and expectations.
Active listening, key skill.
Absolutely. And of course, clear communication, being able to explain your ideas, maybe offer different options, find a solution that works for everyone.
Compromise, another essential skill for a producer. Okay, question number 8. Getting into the nitty-gritty now. How do you ensure that the final product meets quality standards and is visually engaging?
This is where your passion for filmmaking really shines.
Easy to say, but what does that look like in action?
It's about having a keen eye for detail, a rigorous quality control process. Maybe you have a go-to editor you trust, or you always get feedback from a few colleagues before calling something finished.
So many eyes on the prize.
Exactly. And don't forget the visually engaging part. They want to know you can tell a story that captivates an audience.
This is where those late nights editing really pay off.
Mm-hmm.
All right, on to question number 9. How do you handle feedback or criticism on a project? That can be a tough one.
It's definitely an art form, because let's be honest, no one loves hearing criticism.
Especially creatives.
Exactly. But it's part of the process. So focus on being open to feedback. View it as an opportunity to learn and grow.
It's like, how do you turn that feedback into something positive, right?
Exactly. So have a good example ready. A time you took someone's feedback, maybe even if it was tough to hear, and used it to make a project even stronger.
Love that. Turns a potential negative into a positive.
Exactly. And finally, the question we've all been waiting for, drumroll please, question 10. Can you discuss a project that you are particularly proud of and why?
The one you brag about a little.
Well, more like the one that really lights you up. Choose a project that showcases your skills, maybe one with unique challenges where you learned a lot. This is your chance to really shine.
So it's not about listing your accomplishments, it's about telling a story.
Exactly. Why this project? What made it special? What were the hurdles, the victories? And most importantly, what did you learn from that experience?
I love that. So much of this industry is about storytelling, even in an interview.
100%. And don't be afraid to talk about your contributions to the team. How did you make a difference? What were you most proud of?
And be ready for those follow-up questions. I bet they'll ask about key decisions you made or how you measure success.
Oh, for sure. They want to see that thought process,
Yeah.
That you're not just going through the motions, you're thinking critically about every step.
This is where all that hard work pays off. And hey, thanks to this deep dive and RoleCatcher's awesome resources, you're well on your way to acing that interview.
Absolutely. And remember, practice makes perfect. Use that AI to analyze your responses, rehearse those answers. The more prepared you are, the more confident you'll feel.
Couldn't agree more. Well, that about wraps it up for this deep dive. Hope you feel ready to take on the world of video and motion picture production.
You got this. It's all about showcasing your passion, your skills, and what makes you uniquely you.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Until next time, happy producing.